Inside at last.
Welcome, fellow taffers, to Inside at Last, the one and only thief-dedicated podcast. My name is Alex, and today I'm alone. And this has a reason. Actually, we wanted to record an episode where we recap a bit over half a year of the podcast since June. But sadly, NEX got sick, and we thought without him, it wouldn't make sense to do such a thing. But anyways, since it's the end of the year and the podcast, got really well received, and for me, this is a project of my heart, I wanted to take the time to thank you guys, all of you. So, yeah, let's go. The following things you can read up on the forums as well as a text, but I thought for the people that maybe don't look up the forums, I record this to you because it's very special. So the year is almost over. On Saturday I'm flying home to my family on December 21st and visiting my friends in Germany. So I wanted to use the opportunity to thank you taffers for the warm welcome and the reception of our little project we have here. I had the idea for a podcast about Thief for years in my head, inspired by other retro gaming podcasts, but was not sure if the idea will be well received, and I didn't really have an idea how to do podcasts at that time. I was also aware that something like that takes some dedication and commitment to such a project. But that one night, I was drunk from a party, sitting on my train home while listening to a podcast. And the idea of the Thief podcast came back to my mind. And with the power of the builder, craftsy berries, and this time the experience in podcasting, because I also have a German podcast with my two best friends since 2018, and so I made the pitch on the forums. And within 2 days, Lord Soth and Nex answered me and gave me the impression that they share the same energy for such a project. Long story short, some days later we already released our first episode in June, and later SKACKY joined us regularly after being our guest. And at this time I had a pretty hard phase in my life. I was still recovering from a depression, and I was trying to get back into work life in general, and this project was not only a nice distraction from my struggles, no, it was like a good feeling. I can only speak for myself, but since this great community gave me so much over all these years, not only great new missions for our all-time favorite game, but a good warm feeling that together you can create things and make the impossible possible. So this project is my way of saying thank you all. And I hope with Inside at Last we can give a little bit of that back to you guys. My idea was maybe you can't visit the forums at any time you want, and you can play Thief whenever you want, but you can have those 3 taffers on maybe your phone, your laptop, or your iPod, whatever, and listen to them while they talk about not only a game, but memories we all share. Details about missions, impressions, thoughts about the lore, and maybe once in a while they might have an interesting guest. And this is the point where I come to the great personalities that joined us, and I'm a bit proud that we not only had already 4 guests in 11 episodes, but they were like the creme de la creme of guests. And I really hope, and yeah, I'm pretty sure we will have some amazing guests in 2020 as well. There's something to come, I can promise you. But to the personalities. SKACKY. You have been our first guest, and you gave us a very unique inside view behind the scenes of how to speedrun Thief and how much technical knowledge is necessary to make those possible. Thank you, buddy, and it's so great to have you on the podcast. Since then, you're the smart guy, the Donatello that stops Nex and me whenever we talk stupid stuff or assume things without any background knowledge about the engine. SKACKY? You were our first author as a guest, and it was very honest, reflected, and humorous talk about your legendary Endless Rain mission. I'm still sorry that I messed up to invite you properly, but our good fairy Psychosis brought you to us magically during the episode. I'm really looking forward to your work in progress campaign, and thank you for being part of our podcast. Maybe there is an opportunity to have you as a guest another time. PURAH. Wow, that was a treat. Not only took it months to make that happen, and to be honest, when people said that it would be awesome to get PURAH as a guest, I never believed that it would happen. But thanks to your open and inviting mentality and your easy character, we made it possible, and yeah, we were nervous and proud to talk to this legend. The episode maybe didn't go all the way as planned, but it was still a great view on you as a person and great to listen to you. KLATREMUS. Man, not only that you are a fan of us, you also gave us the time for our longest episode so far. Planning this with you was so relatable, and when we talked about it in, I guess, July, and you said that in November you would have time, it really happened as you said. Thank you for all your support and for being our guest. This was an honor to have your time and great to listen to you, even if it meant recording at 5 a.m. in the morning for Nex and me. Also, thank you for sharing the episode on your YouTube channel. And we are looking forward to your work and your feedback. Lord Soth, hey. You have only been part of this for a short time, and I don't want to talk about the reasons here, but still I want to thank you, because you've been the first person to respond to me via message to my pitch and gave me the courage to really make this happen. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for you and your family. Last but not least, Nex. Man, you are my guy. Since our first conversation, which in parts I recorded and released it as a teaser, I knew if I want to do this podcast, then with this guy and nobody else. You are the Sherlock, the Batman, you are the Garrett of this podcast. You look behind every curtain and in every corner, find every readable, and later you show us all your loot, well organized for us to choose. Not only that I love your personality and enjoy our conversations about thief, culture, mountain bikes and whatnot, I really appreciate your contribution to this podcast with all your work behind it. Even if it's just on the internet, but I would call you a friend. And note to all the listeners, our jokey character thing is just a joke. I think we like each other a lot. At least I do. And for some of you, this podcast might seem like 3 random dudes meeting on Discord, talking about Thief and recording it, but actually it's a bit more than that. Not only that we have to arrange our meetings, especially with guests, over 3 time zones, or different time, 3 time zones, stupid Alex, but different time zones, mostly between Europe and the USA. Doing an episode means to do some research, not only replaying the mission as you like, but with the episode in mind. Looking everywhere for details, thinking about what the creators might have thought, doing some background research, or for special episodes like speedrun and ghosting, watch a lot of videos, take notes, and bring it all together. There's also the publishing, which is done by me, and being active in the community is also a thing. I don't complain. Yes, it's work, but we love it because we know it's not only for us, but for the best gaming community out there. So thank you every individual taffer that listens to us, responds to us, no matter if it's applause or criticism. Yeah, thank you. You know, it's just only been 7 months and the feedback and the responses are so many, and I can see the statistics, and yeah, we have a lot of listeners. It's really amazing. So thank you. And we wish you a great holiday, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Taffen year. Listen to the next episodes. There's a lot to come, and see you. Bye bye. Alex.